the origins of this whole smear are from the Kremlin, and the president is only too happy to have Kremlin help in trying to amplify it.
Bullshit.
Serious questions tonight about whether the Russians are using Rudy Giuliani to interfere in the U.S. presidential election. CNN senior national security correspondent Alex Marquardt is joining us. Alex, there are fears that what Giuliani is now pushing here in the United States could actually be part of Russia's latest and very massive disinformation campaign in the U.S. presidential election.
Massive indeed, Wolf. We do know that it's a very active Russian campaign. That's according to the U.S. intelligence community, and that Rudy Giuliani already had open contact with a person that the U.S. has called an agent for the Kremlin. Now, we are being told by two people who've been briefed on what the FBI is doing. That
They're being told by two people who've been briefed on what the FBI is doing. That
they're looking into whether these unverified emails about Hunter Biden that were published earlier this week by the New York Post about his business dealings in Ukraine and China are part of this bigger Russian disinformation effort in the 2020 election. Now, those efforts, according to the intelligence community, are to denigrate the Biden campaign and the former vice president in favor of President Trump.
Congressman, thanks so much for joining us. Does it surprise you at all that this information Rudy Giuliani is peddling very well could be connected to some sort of Russian government disinformation campaign?
Well, we know that this whole smear on Joe Biden comes from the Kremlin. That's been clear for well over a year now, that they've been pushing this false narrative about the vice president and his son. And, you know, the idea that the president, that the White House counsel and others were made aware that Giuliani was being used by Russian intelligence and using Russian intelligence in the sense of meeting with an agent of the Kremlin and pushing out this Kremlin false narrative. The idea that they were knowing and still on the floor of the Senate during the impeachment trial pushing this Kremlin narrative is pretty breathtaking. But I guess at this point, we can't be shocked by anything this administration does, no matter how craven. But clearly, the origins of this whole smear are from the Kremlin, and the president is only too happy to have Kremlin help in trying to amplify it.
With me right now is the Director of National Intelligence, John Ratcliffe. Adam Schiff, from the chairman of the Intel Committee, is out and about this weekend on Sunday morning shows saying all of this news is just Russian disinformation, and it's not true. You are the Director of National Intelligence. You see more intelligence than anybody in the country other than the President of the United States, so you can tell us what's real and what's fake. Is this Russian disinformation, Director?
So, Maria, it's funny that some of the people that complain the most about intelligence being politicized are the ones politicizing intelligence. And unfortunately, in this case, it is Adam Schiff, the chairman of the House Intelligence Committee, who, as you pointed out on Friday, said that the intelligence community believes that Hunter Biden's laptop and the emails on it are part of some Russian disinformation campaign. Let me be clear. The intelligence community doesn't believe that because there's no intelligence that supports that. And we have shared no intelligence with Chairman Schiff or any other member of Congress that Hunter Biden's laptop is part of some Russian disinformation campaign. It's simply not true. And this is exactly what I said I would stop when I became the Director of National Intelligence. And that's people using the intelligence community to leverage some political narrative. And in this case, apparently, Chairman Schiff wants anything against his preferred political candidate to be deemed as not real and is using the intelligence community or attempting to use the intelligence community to say there's nothing to see here.
It's not like Rudy Giuliani is peddling this information in a vacuum, Congressman. Take a look at this picture of the president in the Oval Office holding up a copy of the New York Post touting this conspiracy theory. It's made its way all the way to the commander-in-chief with a big smile on his face.
Yes. Well, look, I think we know who the driving force behind this smear has been all along, and it's been the president and the Kremlin. The Kremlin has an obvious interest in denigrating Joe Biden. They want Donald Trump to win. They recognize he's a weak president. Clearly, they want to help him, so they want to denigrate the vice president. The intelligence community has made that abundantly clear.
The intelligence community has made that abundantly clear.
Don't drag the intelligence community into this. Hunter Biden's laptop is not part of some Russian disinformation campaign, and I think it's clear that the American people know that. The intelligence community has not been involved with Hunter Biden's laptop. Hunter Biden is a U.S. person, and he would be subject to any investigation regarding fraud or corruption would be rightfully the jurisdiction of the FBI. So the FBI has had possession of this. What I can say, without commenting on any investigation that they may have into corruption or fraud, is to say that their investigation does not center around Russian disinformation, and the intelligence community is playing no role with respect to that.
And this particular smear, though, has also been acknowledged to come from the Kremlin. And there it is in the Oval Office, another wonderful propaganda coup for Vladimir Putin, seeing the President of the United States holding up a newspaper promoting Kremlin propaganda. It's really incredible.
So what are we supposed to do? Hear Adam Schiff calling it Russia disinformation 2 weeks before an election so that people are under the impression that this is not real? So is Adam Schiff lying to the American people? This is an elected official.
Yeah, so, Maria, what we do is we tell the truth. And my role as the Director of National Intelligence is to not allow people to leverage the intelligence community for a political narrative that's not true. And in this case, Adam Schiff saying that this is part of some Russian disinformation campaign and that the IC has assessed that or believes that is simply not true. So I appreciate the opportunity to be able to tell the American people that that's the case, and I'll continue to do that, whether it's Republicans or Democrats. If they try and leverage the intelligence community for political gain, I won't allow it.
But the fact that he would continue to do it, I guess at this point shouldn't surprise us. But this is the story of Donald Trump. Utter unwillingness to stand up to the Kremlin, a willingness to use their help no matter how dishonest and disreputable, a willingness to undermine our own elections by getting Kremlin help and amplifying it. And there's only one remedy at this point, and that's to vote him out.
Director, how is it possible that an elected official gets away with going on television and saying something as false as these emails, Hunter Biden's situation is not true, it's disinformation from the Kremlin, even after 4 years, 3 years really, where Adam Schiff went on lots of shows and said that President Trump colluded with Russia and that collusion was in plain sight?
Well, look, I've been very clear over the last year and a half, that there is ample evidence of collusion in plain sight.
But look, you can see evidence in plain sight on the issue of collusion, pretty compelling evidence.
Have you seen, do you have direct evidence of collusion with Russia?
Well, I think there is direct evidence.
Why is there no accountability? He's an elected official. How does he come out on the news media and say all of these things if it's not true, Director?
In this case, with regard to Hunter Biden's laptop being part of a Russian disinformation campaign and the intelligence community believing that or assessing that is simply not true. And the way we deal with that is to have officials like me come out and tell the American people.
We do know that it's a very active Russian campaign. That's according to the U.S. intelligence community. And
because the only intelligence that Adam Schiff gets is the intelligence that we, the intelligence community, give him. And we have given him no such intelligence.
We are being told by two people who've been briefed on what the FBI is doing.
President Trump has put people in important positions to bring truth to the American people about these issues. Yeah, I shouldn't have been the one 4 years later to have to bring this information to light, but the fact is I've been able to do that, and I'll continue to do that. And I think that, you know, one of the things that the American people have to consider, some of which has now been proven to be criminal, those are the same people that want to return to power. They want to have the same opportunity to control the levers of power and to, again, mislead the American people. So I think that's something that the American people should consider as they go in and, you know, look at elections and everything that is going on in this country. But again, I think it's important that we have the opportunity to bring truth to what the American people should know, and I'm going to continue to do that as long as I'm privileged to hold this position.